I think we have 1 or 2 more minutes. Shall I
No, no, Kalesh, start right now.
Please start.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to the 54th online meeting for Speaker Community Club. I'm pleased to be your Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. In online meeting environment, there are few instructions that you need to follow. I request you to rename yourself. All the Toastmaster can prefix TM to your name and guest can prefix guest. I also request all the speakers and role holders to prefix their role to their name so that's easy to identify them. I'll give you 10 seconds for this activity. Let's continue. All speakers are requested to do a quick audio and video check before they start their speech. Tech host will confirm on the setting. I would request you not to type in chat box when a speaker is speaking, as it's disturb the speaker. You can use private chat to provide the feedback. You are all requested to keep your audio on mute in case you aren't speaking. Please refrain from unnecessary movement or sipping on drink if your video is on. Please turn off video in case you need to do so. Do not click on share screen unless your speech or role require you to do so. You can display hi-fi or namaste when taking over or living from a role. You can connect with Zoom Master for any technical glitches. The Zoom Master for today is myself, Toastmaster Kailash. If you are a speaker, then please ensure you pin the timer and confirm that the same is visible all the times. This meeting is being recorded. In case you have any reservation, please let us know. You can network during the break and after the meeting. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I welcome to Presiding Officer Dheeraj Kumar Singh to take you through the further proceedings. Thank you. Over to you, Presiding Officer Dheeraj Kumar Singh.
Am I spotlighted?
Just 1 minute.
Yeah. Thank you, Sergeant at Arms, for starting the meeting on time and welcoming me on the board. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster and the guests. Hope all of you are doing well. This is the 54th meeting of Speakers Community Toastmasters Club. Every Sunday, we gather here to improve our communication skill, to learn something new from our colleagues, from our fellow Toastmasters, to improve ourselves with each passing day. But you know, most important thing in the life is having a good health. There is a famous quote which I keep following myself in life is Pratham Sukh Nirogi Kaya, which means the major and the foremost source of happiness is having a healthy body. But generally, whenever I encounter and discuss with the people that what does the definition of healthiness for you? So they say that if I am not ill, that means I am healthy. No, my friends, this is not what the definition of healthy is. It is the same way of saying that with the 40% marks, you have passed the examination, or with the 99% marks, you have passed the examinations. So both have passed the examinations, but what is the definition of your passing, your excelling the examinations? The same thing applies even in case of health also. So if you are not performing at your optimum level, at your optimum energy, if you are feeling the mood swing, if you are feeling that you are lacking the energy levels, if you are feeling that your behavior is timid, it's not aggressive, that means that you are not healthy and you need to mend your ways, you need to change your routine. And it is said that 80% of the food we eat decides how healthy we will be. So I welcome you all to the Toastmaster of the day, having the theme of the meeting. But before that, let me share a quick quote with you. goes by you are what you eat. So don't be fast, cheap, easy, or fake. So now with this, okay, so before moving ahead, I see that we have a guest also. I can see a guest, Munish Gupta. Munish Gupta, can you just turn on your videos and introduce yourselves and let us know that how you got to know about the Toastmasters and what are your expectations from today's meeting. Munish, are you able to listen to me? Okay, okay. I think that he's busy somewhere, and we will catch up with him later in the meeting. So with this, I hand over the stage to the very energetic, elegant Toastmaster of the day, Shivani Gupta, Shivani Bachchan. Over to you, Shivani Bachchan.
Thank you very much, Presiding Officer Dheeraj. As you all know, the theme for today's session is epicure. Epicure essentially, by definition, means someone who's passionate about fine food and beverages. However, for this meeting here today, I want to limit it to food, which, to be honest, broadens the perspective a little more. Now, what is food? Food is any substance which is consumed to provide nutritional support to an organism. Food is usually of plant, animal, or fungal origin and contains essential nutrients such as carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, or minerals. The substance is ingested by an organism and assimilated by the organism cell to provide energy, maintain life, and stimulate growth. Different species of animals have different feeding behaviors that satisfy the needs of their unique metabolisms, often evolved to fill a specific ecological niche within specific geographical contexts. This is how food is defined in my 10th standard biology textbook. As a child, it's pretty complicated for someone who feels that eating food is just something that you have to do. However, as I grew up, the definition of food expanded. Apart from something that just provided nutrition and energy, it provided a lot of comfort, just like a blanket on a cold day. Whether it was ordered on Zomato or something that my mother would whip up in the kitchen. Food may be essential as fuel for the body, but good food is fuel for the soul. That is what I learned and followed throughout the years as an enthusiastic lover of global cuisines. Well, when it comes to going through a lot of cuisines, trying to see what I love the most, there were two that I related to. One was, of course, Indian food, specifically North Indian. And number two was Southeast Asian cuisine, where you could be Chinese, Japanese, or Korean. That's what defined my palate. So today, in this session, I want to know what is your favorite dish, what is your favorite beverage, what is your favorite cuisine, so that we can all share our love for food. And if there is someone who still believes that food is just something that provides nutrition, I hope that this session will change your mind. Hence, with a bottle of water, a cup of coffee, or a glass of wine, we're not judging here. I know it's only 4 on a Sunday, but we have a lot of time until Monday. Let me explain to you the recipe of today's meeting. Today's recipe is being headed by me, Toastmaster of the day, or head chef, as I'd like to call myself. It's divided into 3 sections, beginning with prepared speeches, where we already have pre-prepped speakers or projects. And then we move on to the more fun table topic section, where everyone can speak their mind on the topic, which is given by the table topics master. And lastly, we will have the general evaluation for the feedback and suggestions on where we can improve our recipe. With that, let me introduce you to the timer, our counter, and grammarian, or shall I say, sous chef for today's recipe. We have firstly, timer, Toastmaster Rishabh. So Toastmaster Rishabh, I will hand over to you to explain your role. And also please do tell us what your favorite dish is.
Thank you, TM Modi. Welcome, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm the timer for the day. As a timer, my duty is to time the prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluations. For prepared speeches, the time allotted varies as per the project and will be stated by the evaluator. Whereas for table topics, the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes, and for evaluation, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes. Speaker must meet the specific time limit to qualify for the awards at the end of the meeting. I'll display the green screen at the time minimum qualifying time, yellow screen at the midpoint of the qualifying time range, and the red screen at the maximum qualifying time range. For prepared speeches and evaluation, the speaker has 30 seconds grace before the minimum qualifying time and after maximum qualifying time. Whereas for table topics, there is a grace of 30 seconds only after the red screen is displayed. So all the speakers who continue to speak beyond the 30-second grace will not qualify for the vote. So I'll report the time taken by these speakers when called upon. Thank you and TM Modi. And my favorite dish being a Punjabi is chole bhature. So over to you, TM Modi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rishabh, for sharing. We now would like to invite our grammarian for today, Toastmaster Kunal, whose comfort food is a home-cooked meal, especially by his mother, because he lives in a hostel and rarely gets to enjoy delicious home-cooked meals. So over to you, Toastmaster Kunal. Please explain your role for today.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. I am the grammarian of the day. As a grammarian, my duty is to pay close attention to the speakers and listen to their grammar usage. I'll take a note of the incorrect usage of grammar as well as the correct usage of grammar, which will include good words, phrases, or quotes. As a grammarian, my duty is also to introduce you to the word of the day, which is delectable. The meaning of delectable is something delicious or attractive. And we can use it like what can be better or what can be more delectable than home cooked food. And the idiom of the day is icing on the cake, which means something extra, which makes a good thing even better. And we can use it like IPL matches on Sunday evenings are just the icing on the cake. So that's been the summary of my role, and over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kunal. And finally, we have our counter for today, Toastmaster Nayan. So I would like to call you on so that you can explain your role and also answer a small question that I have for you. If you are in a restaurant where there's a buffet table laid out, what is one cuisine or one dish that you will be drawn towards? So over to you, Toastmaster Nayan.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, and my fellow Toastmaster and distinguished guests. So, you know, basically, etc. I hope all of you are not able to understand me. So, if we wanted to improve our communication and we want it to be delectable, we need to restrict usage of these pillars. Today, I will be helping each one of us to be delectable speaker by playing the role of our counter. I will share the report of filter words used by each one of us when called by General Evaluator. Being from a foodie city, that is Indore, my favorite cuisine is poha, and I'm a teetotaler, and favorite beverage is tea. So these are the things that I will try and look for whenever I'm in a restaurant. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nayan, which reminds me, tomorrow is Monday and tomorrow is poha day at work. So I'm really excited to get to office tomorrow now. Well, fellow foodies, let's begin with our prepared speech section today. Our first speaker is Toastmaster Pragya, for whom the evaluator is Toastmaster Sankalp from the TCS Maitri Toastmasters Club, whose favorite dish is pulao and beverage is buttermilk, which is icing on the cake, definitely a great combination. I would now like to invite him to state the speech objectives.
Good afternoon, everyone. My speaker Pragya would be delivering her L1P2 speech. And the purpose of this speech is going to be that member have to deliver a speech which can be of any topic, and further have to apply the feedback also to the second speech. Purpose of this speech for this to present a speech and receive a feedback from the evaluator. Timer, please note the timer details is speech like this 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Pragya, for your speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sankal. With that, I will now hand over to Toastmaster Pragya.
My request for something, I am presenting this same speech for my contest, so I would really request all of you can pay attention to it and also give me a feedback as listeners for this particular speech. It will be a great help.
For sure.
Thank you.
Toastmaster Pragya, between B and D, Toastmaster Pragya.
But mom, this is not what I want to do. Why do you want me to be just one like everybody in the family? Can't you see how beautifully I dance? How happy I am when I am dancing. But mom, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests, we all have heard so many times that the choices we make, the way we live our life is going to define our life. As I was sitting in my class as a 10th grader, our professor who was addressing us for the last day of the school said something which remained with me for a long journey of life. And she said, "Do you know, kids, what is life? Do you know that it lies between B and D? B and D? Which C lies between D?" We all thought about it. Although at that age, we couldn't quite make out as to what she meant by those C's, but the three words she said stayed as a hook for me. I couldn't take my mind off those. Choice, challenge, and change. As I was going into this new journey of my life from 10th grade to selecting my subjects, this was the first area of choice where I had to decide something. But because I belonged to a family of engineers and doctors, I wasn't free to make that choice. Or I must say the burden had to be carried by me. The choices to be made by my parents and my relatives. Although I wanted to be a choreographer, but somehow because of the age and because of so many other dependencies on my parents at that point of time, I couldn't challenge what I wanted to do and what they were making me do. I'm sure many of us sitting in this room today would have felt the same situation where they wanted to follow their passion, whereas their family always wanted them to have a secured job which settles them down. I couldn't change that. As life moved ahead, the job was the second area. Because I had selected subjects which they had asked me to do and my intelligence completely gave up on me, I did not end up being a doctor or an engineer, just a simple research person. I'm sure a lot of us, the engineers especially, can connect where we know and think that we are going to go high-paying jobs, we are going to have an office, a relaxing chair, and so much more, and we end up into those small cubicles which literally suck the blood out of us. The daily life was so regular that I couldn't even feel a change in it. And I had somehow got into an addiction. We all have heard that the most difficult addictions are smoking, drinking, or drugs probably. But have you ever noticed that the most difficult addiction is a monthly paycheck, duly signed and into your account? And something which can hook you so strongly that will never let you leave the love for it. And that is the reason, the core reason, that most of us don't want to shift or challenge the choices that have been made and we are living now without happiness, without zeal, without interest, and somewhere without even our brains into it. We have got so regular into the work that we really don't want to think about it. But that small bit of passion still stays somewhere inside, and it keeps poking you now and then. And that is exactly what was happening to me too. This one fine day, I saw a poster in my office which said, an event was coming up and we need performers. Oh, it's like you got a golden spoon from somewhere and now you can sell it and become a billionaire. That was the kind of feeling I got inside me. I called up my mom. Hey mom, I have got this opportunity in the office and I want to go for it. And as usual, my mom, have you gone mad? You have a stable job. Focus on your work. Don't go into that stupid zone again. I am not talking about it to you at all. But mom, it was just a repeat of the same thing, but today there was something different because I wanted to challenge what was happening to me since last 10 years. Because I knew I wasn't happy and this was the first spark of happiness which I have felt inside, which gave me goosebumps, which I can still feel when I'm talking about it. I decided to go for it. And as I came down from that podium, the stage where I was dancing, and the whole hall was full of claps and applause and everybody coming to me and telling that you've done so beautifully, I knew exactly what was missing from my life. And now was the time to change it. I know now you must all be thinking, oh, it seems so easy, right? Change is so easy. She's talking about it just like that. But is it? No, it wasn't. I got numerous calls from my mom every single morning. What are you doing with your life? You're going to ruin it all. I got calls from my in-laws family. You have a house to take care of. You have kids to take care of. You have husband to take care of. You have job to take care of. I know I have all of it to take care of. But do you know if my happiness is missing, I wouldn't be able to do justice to any. And to their surprise, when this thing happened for 1 week long, where I started going for dance classes, I was happy about everything. I was enjoying time at my office. I was enjoying time with my family. And I was giving my all to everything. And all this just because I took a 1 hour, only 1 hour every week just for me. I know it's difficult. You can't handle everything together, but just 1 hour, that's only for you. I know that brings a smile on your face when you think you can play that guitar, go on a bike ride, go for a travel, go for a trekking, or anything you love doing. My dear friends, our life lies between B and death, the birth and the death. And the only thing that can decide its course is going to be the choices you make and the challenge you do to change what's there right now. Choose to challenge and change and keep that smile intact. Over to you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pragya, for that speech. I'm definitely sure there's a lot of us that have so much to take away from that. Moving on to our next speaker, we have Toastmaster Ishita from Tech Talkers, whose speech would be evaluated by Toastmaster Amir. I would request Toastmaster Amir to kindly state the objectives for this speech.
Yes, thank you so much, Devon. Toastmaster Ishita is attempting her level 3 project 2 speech, and the title is Positivity a Choice? The objective of her speech is for the member to inspire the audience. So I'm sure she is going to inspire the audiences, and I wish her a great luck. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much. Now moving on to our speaker, Toastmaster Ishita. Is positivity a choice? Is positivity a choice? Toastmaster Ishita.
If you are positive, you will see opportunities instead of obstacles. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, let's delve deep to elucidate one of the biggest choices that life gives us. You would have heard life is all about the choices we make. But I am interested to know how many of you actually agree with it. Just a simple show of hand or a thumbs up will answer my question. Mhm. Thanks for your responses. Choosing a positive outlook is like an icing on the cake. It is more likely to help you reach your potential than focusing on what isn't going well in your life. There is, however, a positivity trap that you need to avoid. And that's the idea of blind hope, a concept that has been proven to potentially set you up for a fall. Expecting a positive outcome when faced with new challenging situations is consistently associated with higher level of resilience and increased feeling of coping effectively, and the abilities perform well even in stressful situations. The key, however, is grounding you positivity in reality, focusing on what you have the potential to achieve, and then being very clear on the best way to use your energy to achieve the goals. We all have natural levels of positivity. For some of us, that's high. For others, it's lower. To gauge, you all can question yourself. How's the Josh? Whatever your natural state, you can enhance your positivity by practicing three skills that create the positivity resilience edge pillar. These are avoiding psychological traps, practicing realistic optimism, and focusing on how you steer your energy. Let's take a closer look at each of these. The very first, avoiding traps, is about navigating away from all or nothing thinking, or those persistent statements we tend to think or say that can derail positivity. Research has shown that people who are more resilient attribute positive events to internal stable and global factors, which means they are personally responsible for the outcome. They believe they have the ability to produce this kind of outcome, and they can do this all the time. On the flip side, avoiding traps is about replacing permanent statements such as, I always get that wrong and I never have any luck, to statements such as, I got that wrong on this occasion and today I had no luck. Simple thing to do. Now, coming to second skill, realistic optimism. It is hugely important when developing your resilience. Of course, optimism enhances your positive outlook, but the lying on blind hope is a recipe for disaster, because you may be hoping you achieve something with no realistic plan to make it happen. It is as simple as not studying and then praying, Bhagwan, pass kara do, please. The key is to be optimistic. Stretch yourself to achieve more and enhance your performance, and to couple that with an action plan that fits your situational context. Third skill, focusing on how you steer your energy, is typically we don't do enough. Like the concept of time, you have so much energy to use in a day, and we often don't consider how we use this energy. Are you consciously using your energy on delectable activities that energize and excite you? Or are you wasting your time and your energy in areas that aren't going to help you build your resilience and enhance your performance? Think. If you want to boost your resilience, it's critical you use your energy in a way that helps you do this, particularly by taking part in positive activities. When you face challenges or you feel like you've made a mistake, try to avoid permanent statements such as always and never, and replace it with sometimes and on this occasion. Jot down examples where you have managed to do this, and trust me, you will feel motivated. We all know that developing positivity and optimism will help to reduce stress, deal with adversity, and help achieve goals. So, if these are the areas that you want to improve in your 2022, it's the right time to put your positivity plan into action. That's all from me. Thanks for being a wonderful audience.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ishita, for sharing your thoughts on that topic. Now, I definitely believe that the answer to your question in the title is a definite yes. Let's move on to our final speaker for today, that is Toastmaster Manas, who is being evaluated by Toastmaster Sangeeta from Agnel Toastmasters, who I would now invite to state the speech objectives and confirm if they are the same as Toastmaster Ishita's, as they're attempting the same level. Toastmaster Sangeeta, I think you're on mute.
Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, now we can hear
I
you.
have unmuted. Now, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Hello? Okay. Okay. Good evening, friends, and especially Toastmaster Manish. Toastmaster Manish is going to give his speech from Effective Coaching, Level 3, second speech. The speech objective, the purpose statement of his speech is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. So Manas, all the best. Time is 5 to 7 minutes. Timer, please note.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sangeeta. With that, I would now invite our speaker, Toastmaster Manas. Time to return. Time to return, Toastmaster Manas.
Good morning, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and the guests. Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's needs, but not every man's greed. What do you think? Universe has not the power, or people are not putting their best efforts? Let me tell you on this. But before that, I like to reveal on your agog why I said morning at this afternoon. This is my time to return. This is my approach to return. This is my way to give a smile on your face in return. What can be more delectable than this? Come back to my story. It was a wonderful morning. Sun has not worn his white cloth. A cold wind was blowing from the slightly opened window. King of kings, king of charity, king of helping hand, just saw a man coming to their palace through their entrance gate. Man reached to the kingdom, said he was poor. He has nothing. He need help. That king of charity was so kind, asked what help you needed. That man said, I need a little plot. The king said, come here tomorrow morning at sunrise. Run as far as you can run. That whole plot is yours. But remember, from where you start running, you have to come back by sunset. Otherwise, you will get nothing. The man was happy and excited. Second day, he just came to that kingdom. And from that starting points, he started running at sunrise, kept running, and running. The sun had climbed overhead. But the man did not stop running. It's icing on the cake. A little more hard work than rest for whole life. So evening was about to come. And the man, remember, he has to return. Otherwise, he will not get anything. He saw he had come far away. Now he had to return. But how would he return? The sun had turned towards the west. The man had full breath. He could have returned, but time was passing fast. A little more strength to be put. He started running at full strength, full speed. But he felt tired and he dropped dead. The king was watching from the top of his palace. He went with his Sena ministers, all his colleagues, where the man fell on the ground and looked at him carefully and said, he only needed few yards of land. He was running so much without any reason. The man wanted to return, but could not return. He returned there from where no one comes back. Now imagine, by putting yourself in place of that man, if you are not making the same mistake that he did, we do not know the limit of our desires. Our needs are limited, but our desires are infinite. We did not prepare to return in the fascination of acquiring more and more and more. And when we do, it's too late. I was involved in the race of life. Where did I reach till today? Where do I have to go? And how long do I have to go? How long do I have to reach? If I keep running like this, where and how long I will reach? All the questions are coming in my mind. We all are running without realizing that. And the sun returns in time. Even Abhimanyu did not know about returning. We are all Abhimanyus. We also do not know how to return. The truth is that those who knows how to return, they know how to live, and they are only the successful in their life. But it is not that it is easy to return for many of people. So that's why only 3% people are successful. But what about you? What about me? My big heritage goal is just to sponsor 15,000 girl child's education by 2030. But is there every person have their big heritage goal? Yeah, just a goal every person keep. I just like to end my speech here with a question to all of you. Just reflect on how to return and when to return. So thank you everyone. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Manas. That story definitely reminded me of a chapter that we had learned when I was in school in class 10. a very similar story, and it definitely has a lot of takeaways, especially when it comes to looking at things from a different perspective and, of course, addressing greed. Now, we have come to the end of the prepared speeches section. And before I hand it over to the table topics master, I know we have a few minutes in our hand. And I would like to do a quick trivia with everyone here in the audience. I have a few questions. What I would be doing is describing Indian dishes in complete English, and you have to guess what I'm talking about. And to answer these questions, you have to type the answer in the chat box. And whoever types it and sends it first is, of course, the winner. And of course, for that, I would need someone's help to track who's the one that's giving the answer first so that I can announce it. Quick disclaimer, there's no prize for winning. You will not be getting these dishes in your mail tonight for dinner. So please do not expect that from me. But yeah, so that's the rule. You have to type it in the chat box. There are 3 dishes that I'm going to describe today. So I will begin with the first one. It's a sweet which is made from deep fried thick sugar syrup and is shaped into large pretzel-like shapes, usually orange in color. What is this? Okay, I see a few answers. It's a jalebi. That is correct. I think Rishabh was the first one to answer. So Toastmaster Rishabh, this one goes to you. Okay, the second one we have is, this is a South Indian curry prepared mainly with the juices of tamarind or tomato along with a few spices. Yes, this is rasam. Again, Toastmaster Rishabh has got this one right. He's definitely the biggest foodie out of all of us and also a very quick typer. The last one is mashed potatoes mixed with spices, rolled into balls, coated in thick chickpea flour paste, which is deep fried and served with bread. Okay, Toastmaster Ishita's got this one right, I believe. This is vada pav or aloo bonda. I think I see that answer from Toastmaster Pragya as well. So this one goes to both of you. I saw the answer at the same time. That is vada pav because it's served with bread, which is pav. With that, I would like to thank everyone for participating in this very short Q&A. I will now hand it over to our table topics master for today to add spice to this session and make this session more delectable. She is someone who loves South Indian food, but also prefers pav bhaji because it is very easy to cook and serve, and her family loves it. We both share the love for cold coffee with ice cream. Now I would hand over to Toastmaster Aarti.
Thank you. Good evening, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Shivani, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Aarti, table topic master for today's meeting. This is an impromptu speech session of our Toastmasters meeting. It's an interesting session which will give a chance to Toastmasters and guests to sharpen their listening, thinking, organizing, and speech delivery skills. Table topic session is an impromptu speech in which the speaker has to speak for 1 and 2 minutes and not more than that. A grace period of 30 seconds will be given on both sides. Green screen will be displayed at 1 minute, yellow screen at 1.5 minutes, red screen will be displayed at 2 minutes. Speaker has to speak for a minute or of 1 minute, minimum time of 1 minute to qualify for the voting. Guests are also encouraged to participate. Yes, I can see guest Muniz Gupta, who has already raised his hand. That's great. The word of the day is delectable. Phrase of the day, icing on the cake. All the speakers are encouraged to use word of the day and the phrase of the day. The cake is delectable because of icing. I will show you a picture. You will have to tell a story based on that picture. You can also connect your personal story. It's really easy. So I encourage Toastmasters and guests to volunteer for the session. Now I would like guest Munish Gupta. Zoom Master, please spotlight on him. Hello, Munish Gupta.
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm going to show you a picture, and this is one type of storytelling session. So, can you see this?
I can't see.
Okay.
Now I can.
Okay. Can you see?
I can't see a picture, but no, they have done a zoom, so I can see you and me.
Oh, okay, okay. Can Zoom Master help me?
Yes, you have been provided the co-host, right? What else?
They are saying that at a time two participant cannot share their screen.
Okay, okay. Timer has removed. Now you share. Again, share from
Okay.
beginning. Yeah.
Now can you see?
Yes, I can see now.
Okay. You can start.
Good afternoon, everybody. Two animals saw a piece of meat, and for that, they are fighting for each other because they want to eat. It's not between the animals. I've seen in human beings also. In business world, there's a cutthroat competition. They fight like cats and dogs. So for a small piece of meat, that is their food, and food is the most essential item. Without food, a person can't survive. For that, every day they have to get up, they have to fight for the food. Human beings, animal, everybody has to do it. And in this case, the photograph is showed how they are fighting. That one piece, and that one piece is in between the mouth of two animals. And they want to eat it. And after eating, then they sit together. And now when they finished off, they're sitting together. And then when after having this, then there's no food. The entire world is like that. That now it's the fittest of the survival of the fittest. Whoever will do the competition in the business or any field, whichever field they will only survive. It was not like earlier that people used to have monopolies. Now the monopoly is finished. They think it's not in animal case, in business world also, in the corporate world also. We have to work hard to survive in this world, because this world is a miserable place, and to survive, we have to fight to live our life. Over to the Toastmaster, please.
Thank you. That was good. That was really good. Now I would like any other volunteer to volunteer.
Yes, Kailash is there.
Yes. Zoom master, please spotlight.
Yes, he is spotlighted.
Okay. Who is he? I'm not able to see.
Yeah, it's Kailash, our staff.
Kailas.
Master
Okay.
Kailash.
Okay, Toastmaster Kailas. This is for you.
Okay. So I'm seeing here one picture where snake is on tree and on branches, and one girl used that thing as that jhula type thing, and she started doing that. So thing here is like in everyone's life, whenever we have difficulties, so how to play with the difficulties, how to overcome the difficulties, and how convert that thing in opportunities. So thing is, we this whole gives us a message where like we need to get that opportunities from the problems, opportunities from the problems. We should not we should not run from the problems. We need to face that problems, and we need to overcome that problems. Everyone have faced that issues. I'll just tell regarding me. For me, biggest problem around 10 years back, where I scrambled while speaking. I get stuck in between. So where like if any meetings in a corporate world, I would be silent at the time. Then I think most of opportunity I started lose in that case. Then I took this thing as a opportunity. So here, like if I'm not speaking, then I become a good listener, and I speak less, and that would be meaningful. Like whenever opportunities comes to speak, or we need to show the work, or we need to give any presentation or something. That time we have shown that result, and I got that thing opportunity through that thing, and now I have overcome. I am giving around good speeches in office or in my organization, these things, and I achieved something good. Thank you.
That's good, Kailas. Here the girl is, maybe she is innocent. She doesn't know that it is a dangerous creature, and she should not go near the creature. But she is really innocent that she thought that it is a swing, and she can enjoy with it. So
I think it's perception.
Yes.
You see that.
Now, Manas, I can see your hand raised. So
Yes.
this is for you.
Yeah. So we need to learn how we convert our weakness into the strength. We need to understand that every opportunity, every movement is the opportunity for us. Here, the crow has some food. That is, we can say that universe gives us that much of strength to gain, to fulfill our desires. That crow has some food, like that universe has some food for us. How we grab it? Is this by greeting, or is this by putting our efforts, or is this by just begging for the food? But that food is much more delectable. And I can say that when we saw anything which is not with us, that is much more delectable. That is icing a cake for a human being if that particular thing is not there. Like suppose never brought a car, then there is a fight, then there is a lot of plans in our home that how we can get that kind of car. So what is not with us, then we are greedy. Then we are just planning. Then we are just to work it out how to get it. But it is that whether it is food or whether it is our desire, whether it is our needy, we do not know anything. But here we need to work, we need to put our efforts to get all the things which are available for all. Thank you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you. Here they have twisted the story with Crow is really smarter than that fox, and he keeps his roti with himself, and the crow is smarter and taking away the food. Now I can see, yes, Manas?
No, here we can give our story. Na?
Yes,
Main
sure,
story could be.
Sure. Now I can see Pragya.
Yes.
Okay, now this is for you.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master. A beautiful story displayed by this particular picture. I, as a mother of two, can totally relate to this story. We, as mothers, plant the seeds of getting a life into this world. How beautiful that life is, how careful we are about that small, little, cute 10 little toes and 10 little fingers, right? We water them by the best we can. We try to teach them, give them the best soil for them to grow. And after a point of time, they grow into big trees who are independent, who are ready to bear the fruits of what you have put in them. Sometimes these fruit might come out as really well-ripe fruit. Sometimes they don't work. Doesn't that also happen when a farmer sows seeds? In this picture, this is what exactly is showing. All those members who have crossed a particular age and have seen those seeds grow up into the elder kids who have got good jobs, who've got, who've settled in their life or are happy in their passions. This is the exact kind of happiness which you can see in the third picture, which we as mother or fathers get at that point of time. Although my son hasn't gone to that age, he's just 8, but still when he comes up with a sheet in his hand and says, hey mama, see, I got these many marks. Hey mama, see, I made this drawing and I got the teacher said this was one of the best. The kind of happiness and excitement that comes inside you really filters out to everything else. And I must say, keep sowing the seeds of that happiness, because remember, if we are sowing the seeds of anger, frustration, irritation, and all those negativities into our kids, they will also grow up to be those trees. So it's in our hands whether we want our kids to be the trees of bananas, which everybody can savor and enjoy and fill their stomach with it, or do we want them to be trees like babool or maybe neem? Neem is still good, but maybe babool, which has no usage and is only full of thorns, which people would want to just throw them away of their life. So seed what you want to grow. And trust me, you will be the most happiest person in your life. Over to you.
Thank you. It was really good. All the speakers are telling wonderful stories. Now I can see Shreya has raised her hand. Shreya? Hello? Shreya,
Yes,
can you
am I
hear me?
audible?
Yes, you are audible. Now this is for you.
So most of the time we see that the world is very good at making fun of others' weaknesses. Instead of helping them overcome such weaknesses, we try and take advantage of people's weaknesses. So we should always try and help others. So in this picture, we can see that a man is on a wheelchair and he has trouble getting up on the stairs. So there comes a boy who is willing to help this person. So he helps this person get up and really makes him feel good, and he enjoys by sitting with this person and plays with this person. So we should have this nature of making fun and instead of making fun we should help others. So this is the act of kindness that helps people in believing in the goodness of the world. The world has so much goodness to offer, but we should be an example of such a thing. We can't expect good from others, but we have to do it for ourselves and for the changes that we want to see in the world. Thank you.
Thank you. It was really good. Now, any other volunteer? It's quite interesting. Everybody can volunteer themselves. Yes, anyone?
We have Nayan.
Okay, yes, Nayan. Nayan, are you ready?
I hope I am audible.
Yes, you are. Now this is for you.
Also, I request if somebody can help me with the counter rule for my speech. Anybody can volunteer for that.
Okay, we can ignore that one.
Okay.
This is for you.
Okay. So this story is about how you are having fun, but at the same time, you need to make sure that people are not getting disturbed because of your fun, because the universe is equal for every one of us. The universe is delectable and it is equally receptive of everyone. Everybody is here to live and have a peaceful life. Everybody has their own purpose in this world. So whenever we are doing any kind of work and we wanted to progress in our life, we cannot make others as a use others as a staircase for our success. We need to make sure that whenever we are succeeding in our life, we need to help others to grow. Or even if we don't want others to grow, that's okay. But at the same time, we should not disturb the existing life spaces of the individuals. So we need to make sure that whatever we are doing in our life, we are taking care of everyone. Here in this picture, we have seen that there are 4 young kids who are playing in a ground. They are playing with a football and they are playing near a tree. There is a bird which is living in this particular tree, and boys actually just broke that particular nest of that bird. And after some point in time, the boy actually fell down from that tree and broke his legs. So what is the message that this particular picture is showing is that whatever we are sowing, we are actually reaping the fruits of that particular seed. So we need to be cautious of that. In the short term, we may enjoy, we may feel good about whatever things that we are doing, but at the same time, we need to make sure that we will reap the fruits of whatever we are sowing. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Nan. It was really good. Now, any other volunteer? Yes.
Yes, we have guest.
Yes, guest Varun.
Yes, I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you are audible, but not visible. Wait a minute.
What is that?
Please spotlight Varun. Yes. This is for you, Varun.
Okay. How many of you here go out of your way to help the nature? I, for one, believe in helping the nature because when you help the nature, you get something in return. Even if you don't expect it, you still will get in return. Let me share a small example. Few days back, I was in Barcelona. I am in Barcelona. And I was looking out on the streets. People here, they are animal lovers, and everyone loves to own a pet, especially dogs. And unlike India, people here, they carry with a small carry bag. They wherever they go, they take a small carry bag with them. I was surprised on why the carry bag is being with them. And when I observed, I realized that whenever the pet takes a potty on the streets or in the park, the owners, they actually take away all the trash in the carry bag and then they dump it accordingly in the garbage. That way, they are trying to keep the city clean. Just like the two kids here, they are trying to build the nest for the animal. The kids here, out of their way, they get a bird nest. And in return, what are they expecting? They are expecting nothing but the sweet and the beautiful music of the bird. So yes, whenever you help the mother nature will obviously surprise you in ways unexpected. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you. That's really good. Now, any other volunteer who would like to go next? Isita. Yes, Isita.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you are. Okay. This is for you.
Am I good to start? Timer?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So in this picture, I can see siblings. I'm relating it to siblings, where the elder one in the very first scene, the elder one is doing something, working on something, and the younger one is playing on his own tantrums. In the second one, the elder one, out of anger, he takes away the toy of the younger one, just to ensure that he is not disturbed anymore. Let's see what happens next. In the third scene, the little kid was much smarter. He just used the sticks to continue with his tantrums. The boy, the elder one, again got disturbed. And then in the very next scene, he takes up the sticks as well. Then in the fifth scene, he is trying to, teach the younger one. Elders are meant to do that. They have to pamper the younger one, but at the same time, they are very good teachers. So he tries showing him some book and also offers him some crayons so that he learns something creative from a very young age. But again, children are children. So he just used his crayons to do the same thing which he was doing before. So children are full of innocence. They have their own joy. They have their own life. And as elders, we should not take it away from them. Every age has some speciality, and each one should live to it and love it. That's all from me. Over to you, T-Mod.
Thank you,
Table
Isita.
Topic Master.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you. That was good. Now, with this, I would like to conclude. So, I would like to invite the timer for timing report now.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. So all the participants have qualified for the vote. So guest Manish Gupta took 2 minutes 5 seconds. Toastmasters Kailash took 2 minutes 8 seconds. Manas took 1 minute 57 seconds. Toastmaster Pragya took 2 minutes 30 seconds. Toastmaster Shreya took 1 minute 25 seconds. Toastmaster Nayan took 1 minute 58 seconds. Guest Varun took 1 minute 43 seconds, and Toastmaster Ishita took 1 minute 58.
Thank you. Zoom Master, can we launch the poll for the best table topics? Speaker?
Yeah, launched.
Tell me once it's over.
Yeah, it's done.
Okay. Now, I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster of the day. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Table Topics Master, Toastmaster Aarti. Let's move on to our next and final section that we have for today. I'm sure within all of us, there's a small food critique judging all the restaurants that we go to, or the food which is prepared by our siblings especially. Similarly, we have a food critique, or should I say general evaluator right here with us to give us feedback if the recipe of this session was a success. So with that, I would now like to invite our general evaluator, Toastmaster Dheeraj, to conduct the evaluation section. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, for conducting such a wonderful meeting throughout the day. So Master, please spotlight me if I am not. Okay, yes. So do you know what is the food for the champion? Yeah, feedback is the food of the champion. And I am here to give you the feedback of whole meeting. But I have 3 more pillars. Like every building has 4 pillars. So I have 3 more pillars with me that we call as timer, counter, and grammarian. So first, I would request timer to come on board and give the timing of all the 3 speakers. Over to you, timer.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So Speaker Pragya took 7 minutes 25 seconds. She is qualified. Speaker Ishita Kakkar took 6 minutes 30 seconds. Even she is qualified. And Speaker Manas took 6 minutes 1 second. And he's also qualified.
Thank you, timer. Now let us have the polling of best speaker before we proceed. So let me start the poll for, yeah. Everyone, please vote for the best speaker. I think that all the speakers were wonderful today. We will learn a lot of things from the speakers. Are you able to see the polling?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay, it's done. Okay, now with this, I would like to invite the evaluator of the speaker one on the board to give the valuable feedback to improve and the commendations which the speaker has done right. I would like to invite evaluator one, Toastmaster Sankalp.
I hope I'm audible and visible.
Just a minute. Zoom Master, please spotlight Sankalp. Yeah. Go ahead, please.
Audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, I can see the timer card also. So let me start. My speaker Pragya delivered an amazing speech. Her speech was good in C and D, content and delivery. It was a very integrating speech. Her speech was R, I, and E, relatable impactful, and engaging. Now, why relatable? Because speaker used relatable references, which we all must have had in our childhood. We all had conflicts with our parents on many things. She further made it impactful by adding gestures in her speech. And her gestures totally complemented her words. It was just like an icing on the cake. She further made her speech engaging by adding conversation in it, where she turned into her mom and then playing her own self. When she was portraying the scenario where her mom was scolding her, I felt I was there. It was so beautifully portrayed. Now, every speech can be made a better speech as well. In terms of improvement, I have some points to mention. So, whenever you are giving a speech as a speaker, your words should be in sync with your body language. And in case if you are moving a lot, then it becomes difficult as an audience to listen the speech perfectly. Even if you are moving, ensure that the movement is seamless. It doesn't look abrupt. For example, if I'm giving my evaluation, if I'm going here and suddenly I'm going there, then it will look abrupt as a viewer, as an audience. So stay calm. Use your gestures and deliver the speech. Move seamlessly without looking abrupt. Secondly, use the camera well. Since we all are going to deliver speech remotely, we are all are delivering the things remotely. Use your camera, make better use of it. We all have it and we can make it more impactful by coming closer to the camera. Now, third point is ask questions to the audience. For example, I was scolded by my mom because I decided to make my own decision. Have you ever been in this situation in your childhood? I hope these recommendations will help you in your contest. All the best to my speaker, Pragya.
Dheeraj, you are on mute.
Yeah, sorry. So I was saying thanks for such a detailed feedback, evaluator ones. That will really going to help the speaker one in her contest. And with this, I would like to move to the next evaluator, that is evaluated speaker two, that is Toastmaster Ishita. I would like to call on board Toastmaster Ame on board to evaluate the speech of speaker two.
Yeah, am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are audible and visible. Please go ahead.
Is positivity a choice? So as an audience, I didn't understood that question well, but then throughout her speech, I then definitely got an answer. So every one of us must have got an answer to this question through her beautiful speech. So she started with a smile that made audiences comfortable. And then she proceeded by asking a question that triggered her speech. So first of all, I would like to highlight a few wonderful key points in the speech to explain her point and also to explain whatever is the purpose of a speech. So the few qualities in her speech was that her quality of language firstly was really awesome. The words were very much carried strength. Then the usage of the phrases was simply great. It was like as if we are learning something new from an English teacher. It really felt so. So that was a learning experience as well, the usage of the phrases and words. And then the next quality was that segregating the speech into different sections. So to explain the significance of the speech, the examples which were given, and the methods, or the kind of we can say the solutions for gaining positivity was explained very well. The clarity was there, the hand gestures were there, and also there was the inclination and the kind of interest of the speaker was clearly seen. So apart from that, everything was quite good, and the content and delivery was awesome. But the recommendations would be like, the speech would have been outstanding if it had carried some kind of a story, and it could have touched, or it could have been relatable to everyone, and how one can uh, achieve through the positivity would have been like quite nicely um, said. So had it been a story, and the significance it would have been explained in a more interesting way, then everyone would have related much better into it. So it was a kind of a very informative speech, and it would have been 100%, let's say, inspiring one, if these 2 points were included. So in general, it was wonderful and awesome, and I wish her very great luck for her future speeches, and I can definitely see a eminent speaker in her. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amay, for evaluating the speech, second speech. And I'm sure that if the speakers will implement the feedback given by the evaluators, that will going to uplift the speech and will be like icing on the cake. I need to use the phrase of the day. Now with this, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Sangeeta, Evaluator 3, to evaluate the speech given by Toastmaster Manas. Over to you, Sangeeta.
Before I evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Manas, I would like to say that I lost the connection many times, rejoined. I was not able to see his video. Whatever I have heard, I am going to evaluate his speech. So now I am
okay.
going to,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So good evening, everyone. Coming to the speech, I like the speech title of Toastmaster Manas, Time to Return. Then I liked how he started his speech. He wished all of us good morning instead of good afternoon. And then he also shared why he wished all of us good morning, which really created a curiosity in my mind. Toastmaster Manas used the phrase of the day, that icing on the cake. That means it shows that he is always eager to learn something. Then Toastmaster Manas shared his personal story. He shared the examples of the son and Abhimanyu, that that Abhimanyu didn't know how to return and when to return. Similarly, we don't know when to return and how to return. It's really added credibility in the speech. Now coming to the body language, as I mentioned that I am not able to see his video, but his voice was loud, clear and audible. I could sense the energy from his voice. Then coming to the areas of improvement, message could be more powerful. Like we all have goals in our life, and we need to know that where to put a full stop, because the ultimate goal of our life is to enjoy the journey, not only the meeting the goals. So this could be a powerful message. If it was incorporated in the speech, it could be added more value to the speech. Otherwise, I like the speech topic. Speaker used the phrase of the day. His voice was great, with full energy, and I am looking forward to see his next speech. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Evaluator Sangeeta, for providing such a detailed and crisp report. I hope that will be helpful for Toastmaster Manas. And with this, I request timer to give the timing report of all the evaluators so that we can raise the poll for the evaluators.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Thank you, General Evaluator. So, Evaluator Sankalp took 3 minutes 10 seconds. Amit took 3 minutes 2 seconds, and Sangeeta took 2 minutes 5 seconds. So all the evaluators are qualified for voting.
Okay, so we can raise the poll for best evaluators as well. Please give your opinion to us. So Master, I'm hoping that you are preparing the certificate parallelly.
Yeah.
Okay, one person is left. Yeah, it's done. Thank you. I'm ending. Now let's move to the other parts. We have called that we have a tag team, the three remaining pillars of the feedback, and for helping the club to further improve by implementing all those feedback. So I would like to call upon the next member of the tag team, that is our counter. Over to you, Nayan Agarwal.
Thanks, General Evaluator. And I have made an Excel and I will be sharing my screen. I hope it's okay and I'm able to share. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is visible.
So I have taken a note of all the words which we are using as a pillar, and I have highlighted some of the pillar words which actually all of us are using, and some of the words which mostly used by all the speakers. So primarily, is the word which has been used maximum, followed by so, and then repetition of words at times. But primarily, this has been observed only in the table topics. Otherwise, in the prepared speeches, the usage of fillers is quite less. So it was a really interesting session. And I hope if we are able to work on some of these restricted usage of these fillers, we will be able to do a great job. Over to you, General.
Thank you, Akanta, for providing us such a detailed report. Now with this, I request the next member of the tag team, that is Grammarian, to give his report. Over to you, Grammarian.
Thank you.
Akanta, please unshare your.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah,
Thank you, General Evaluator. I hope I'm clearly audible and visible.
Yes, you are.
So to begin with, I would like to name the speakers who are efficient in using the word and the idiom of the day. To Toastmaster Nayan, Toastmaster Sankalp Singh, Toastmaster of the day Shivani, Speaker 1 Pragya, Speaker 2 Ishita, and Speaker 3 Manas, and our Journal Evaluator Dheeraj used the word of the day. So compliments to all of you. Now coming to the good usage of grammar, the word intact was used, which means whole, complete, or unharmed. Word hallucinate, blind hope, which means false hope or delusion. Resilience, gauge, realistic, optimism, persistence, derail, which means to deflect. Jot down, which means to write something briefly or hurriedly. And finally, savor was used, which means to taste and enjoy something to the fullest. Now coming to the areas of improvement, the first thing was it's not come back to my story, it's coming back to my story. And the second thing is about the adjective of quantity. So the little means has a negative sense, which means nothing at all. And the word a little means has a positive sense, which means not much, but still there is something. And except these two slight corrections, there were not any blunders which were made. So that's all that I had to share, and thank you for ignoring my grammatical errors, and back to you, General.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kunal and Grammarian of the Day, for listening closely and giving us such a valuable and in-depth feedback. So with this, now I will give a generalized report of all the members of all the meetings and all the members of the all the role players of the meeting. So first with the Zoom master Kailas, he is also the star of the meeting. So this is the first time he has taken up the role, but still he was able to perform it confidently in a well-mannered things. I could not see any major error in the first time. Otherwise, when I was the first timer, I made so many mistakes in performing this Zoom master role. So kudos to you. Kailas and the next role player was our presiding officer Dheeraj. So he's always as energetic in every meeting. Yes. And with that, we had a tag team, the timer, our counter, and grammarian. All three of them were the first time role players, but still you can see that they were confident. They were very explicitly giving their reports. They were elicited in all the reports they have presented. But only one thing which I would like to tell in general to the tag team, that please check your video. Sometimes it happens that you are not properly visible and you are still coming. So before you start on your video and start giving your report, please check your video that it's properly coming or not. And one thing, like grammarian used the word of the day and the phrase of the day that was totally aligned with the theme. So it makes the meeting more interesting and relevant. Now coming to the speaker one, Toastmaster Pragya, kudos to your speech. When I listened to your speech, I felt, yeah, this is the speech one should have given. So your speech has all the recipes that can make you successful in your upcoming contest. Best of luck to you. Only thing which our evaluator one has mentioned, and I'm very I would like to appreciate the VP education that he has chosen such a good evaluator. Like if the speaker is best, the evaluator was parallelly with the speaker and he gave in-depth. I was not able to find any flaws when I was listening to the speech of the speaker one. But when the evaluator start giving the speech, I could see, yes, these are the areas still left. Like there is a saying that nothing which cannot be better. So yes, speaker one, you have the areas where you can work and improve on. Otherwise, you have everything that is needed to give a good quality speech. Only the ideas and the feedback given by Sankalp is just to improve you further. Now coming to the evaluators, Toastmaster Sankalp, you are very wonderfully given. You have everything. You are I think that you are a very experienced Toastmaster, and I can see the awards. You have recently got so many awards that are visible. We can see all these things, and that is reflected in the way you have evaluated our speaker one. And now moving to the speaker two, Toastmaster Ishita. Yeah, what's a good speech you have given. You have, I can say that one word for you, it's articulator. The way you have put it, the words in the speech, that was really fantastic. Only suggestion I can give you that next time when you give the speech, please give it in a standing position. So that will give more more affinity between you and the audience. Evaluator two, Toastmaster Ame. Kudos to you. You have given a very in-depth and detailed report of the speaker too. It was really wonderful. Speaker three, Manas. One thing that whenever I see Manas on the stage the first time, he's a very energetic speaker. Whenever he comes, he brings a lots of energy. If you are feeling sleepy and anything, you will quickly wake up and start listening what he is giving in the speech. And he always gives a very positive and impactful story or some incident which makes the audience motivated. Yeah, kudos to speaker three, Toastmaster Sangeeta. In spite of that, she was facing network issues, but still she gave such a beautiful and wonderful report that was really going to help our speaker three, that is Manas. Okay, so I am left with the Toastmaster of the day. I took her, in the later part because she has done very wonderful. She has chosen such a wonderful theme that all the audience were enrolled in the meeting, all joined the meeting, I think 4 or 5 minutes back, looking into the theme of the day, that is food. And in the beginning, she used the scientific terms. I thought that, okay, maybe it's going to be a very scientific thing. But the later on, when he started using the quiz, she made the whole meeting entertaining. That was really wonderful. And she used the food terms, like she told the different role player like chef, co-chef. She gave us idea about different cuisine. So overall, it was a wonderful meeting. Only okay, one person is left. That is our table topic masters. So whenever she comes, she brings new ways and new innovative ways of giving the table topic session. So this time she brought the story. This is just reflected in one PPT. So kudos to you. And at the last moment, she was given this responsibility and she took it and she did it wonderfully. This is overall from my end. And yes, it was also my first time I was taking the general evaluator role. So if I'm making any mistake, please excuse me. Now with this, I hand over the stage to the presiding officer of today's meeting. That is me. Okay. Thank you, General Evaluator, for giving such a detailed feedback to us. Now, we will switch quickly move to the best part of the meeting, which everyone is eagerly waiting for, is the award. But before giving the award, let us quickly have the polls for the remaining role players. So Zoom Master, what are the polls left with us? Okay, so I'm raising the poll for best role player. Please give your voting. So Master, keep parallelly preparing the certificates. Yeah, it's done. Our next poll is for best auxiliary role player. Please give your opinion. Yeah, it is also done. Are we left with any role player? No, I think we are done. Manas, am I right? We are done with all the role players? Okay. So with this, let's start giving the awards. And we start with the Zoom Master. Are we ready with the certificates?
Just give me a few minutes.
Okay. Okay. So before he prepares and yeah, Manas, you are saying something?
No. So meantime, can we have some pictures?
Yeah, I will click the picture. And before that, let me show some gratitude to all those who have joined from the outside club and specifically to those who have participated in the role players. And I'm very thankful. I'm also the president of the club and I'm thanking you wholeheartedly for coming to the club. All the speakers were so wonderful. Even I was learning a lot of things from all the speakers from the outside club. Pragya, Ishita, kudos to you. And I think that you please keep coming to our club and give us this beautiful way that how you should format and articulate the sentences. We all are needing all these things. And I'm also thankful to all the role players, the first timer ones, those who are, show the courage and take up the roles and perform it very wonderfully. So Kailash, are we done with the certificates?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, so please start sharing the most awaited award, that is the best speaker award. It's a very tough competition, I can see. All the three speakers are wonderful. I was thinking that how the audience is going to judge. Yeah, please present the best speaker award. So best speaker award goes to Toastmaster Pragya. Zoom Master, please spotlight Toastmaster Pragya. Yes, I can see. Yeah, let me take a photo. Congratulations. I was definite when you are giving the speeches. Please spotlight Sapna, please. Pragya, sorry. Okay, let me do it for you. Yes, let me take a pic. When I was listening to your speech, I was certain that you are going to win the best speaker award, and kudos to you. Congratulations. Yeah, let me click your photo. Okay. Yeah, it's done. Thank you. Congratulations to Toastmaster Pragya. Let's move to the next award, that is best role player. Oh, best tabletop. Okay, best role players. Toastmaster Shivani, Toastmaster of the day. She brought all the foodie nature inside us. We can see a lot of connoisseurs of food. Zoom Master, can you please spotlight Toastmaster of the day? Okay. So kudos to you. I can see that I was getting hungry because all the food you mentioned, chole bhature, poha, you all are liking all those foods. Thank you for joining the club and giving us such a wonderful theme. Let me take the photo of yours. Yeah, done. So Master, let's move to the next award. Best evaluator. Okay. Best. You have shown all the awards already. Okay. So best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Sankalp. Yeah. Like when you see the evaluations, you get to know this who will is going to win the award. Please spotlight to Sankalp. Yeah. Yes, it's done. Kudos to you. I can see you're going to be a very good Toastmaster in the upcoming days. I can certainly tell that thing. Yeah, congratulations for getting this best evaluator award. Let me take the picture of yours. Yeah. Yeah, it's done. Thank you, Toastmaster Sankalp. So Master, let's move to the next award. Yeah, table topic again. It goes to Toastmaster Pragya. Yeah.
Thank
There
you.
is a, do you know one thing, that mother is the strongest barrier in the world, and you have reflected all these things. You gave such a good example. सबसे बड़ा योद्धा माँ होती है, like in the KGF it is said. Congratulations for achieving this award. Let me click photo for you. Yeah, it's done. Let's move to the next award. So Master. Best role player auxiliary. Okay. So it goes to Kunal. So he's one of my favorite. You can see he attends all the meetings. He's a very newcomer. I think that 2 months back he has joined this club and is performing so wonderfully. He was also the best Toastmaster of the club for last month. So Master, can we spotlight Kunal? He's a grammarian. Yeah. Congratulations, Toastmaster Kunal, for getting this award. Your hard work is paying you off. Okay, so with this, I think that we are done with all. Is there any award left, Zoomaster?
No, I think we have done.
Yeah, okay. So please unshare your screen.
Okay.
So now we are at the end of the meeting. I'd like to thank everyone. And before we wrap up this meeting, let's quickly have a group photo. Everyone is requested to turn on their videos. We have a lot of very talented speakers today. I do not want to lose this opportunity of catching their pictures in our club. Yeah, so when they become area director, district director, we can remind them of this meeting. Yeah, cheese. Yeah, it's done. So before I can see that we have a guest. Is the guest still in the meeting? Okay, no, it's not. So with this, I officially close the meeting. Now our meeting is ready for networking cafe.